So, hey guys, I'm back. As you can tell, I can make videos with a free range of motion because I bought a tripod. And you know why else? I bought a microphone. The only thing is, this is an Amazon special. When I shake it, it makes noise. So, I'm gonna have to be a little careful not to annoy you people. But we're gonna go along and show you why I think this is the best off-road vehicle in the world. I made a list. I have my reasons written down. If you guys aren't ready for a rant, then I'd say click off the video now because it's about to get interesting. And I like this new format. I can walk. I can also walk, but I'm here mainly not just to walk, but to explain. So let's get explaining. This is a 2004 XC70 lifted with Cross Country Performance's signature 2-inch lift. It has eBay tires. Don't worry about the eBay tires, we're on a budget, but they're very capable off-road knockoff looking BF Goodrich looking KO2s. So all I want to say is this has the ground clearance to go over anything you see in front of you. Even that mountain. Doesn't matter. I don't care who you think you are with your big lifted Jeep and big lifted truck. This is all you need to conquer the world. So let's get to it and start conquering the world. Okay. One of the first reasons why I think this Volvo, this station wagon, this dad wagon, is the best off-road vehicle in the world because it's cheap. I picked this up for $1,000. I had a bad turbo. I replaced the turbo, which is any DIYer can do it. Fixed it. Put a $150 used lift off of Facebook Marketplace on it. What else I did was these tires. How much were they? $600, I think. It was around 600 bucks for the tires. And after that, it is ready to conquer the trails. You don't need to go buying a $5,000 Cherokee or a $10,000 bone stock Wrangler. $1,000 for a Volvo station wagon, a couple add-ons, and make it just as capable as any Jeep out there. So I don't want to hear it. If you're a Jeep fanboy, which I used to be, but let me show you something. I brought it with me because I thought I had to at least show that I'm not completely biased. But here it is. Let me show you this picture. I don't know how well it's going to come up on the camera. This picture, let me see how well that. This picture right here is my Jeep. Well, it used to be. In 2016, in high school, I used to drive a Jeep Wrangler. It was a beast, at least what I thought was a beast back in the day. And that's what got me into the off-roading scene. But watch this reveal. This is the future. And I'll never go back to one of these. Because you know how much this would go for? Back in, I think it was 2000 something, 2017, 16, when I sold it. Sold it for, I think it was 11 or 10 or 9, something like that. Around that price range. And since then, I don't know if you guys have been watching the current market in Volvos, and not Volvos, all cars. It's been ridiculous. That same Cherokee would sell for upwards of $15,000 when you can have this for a measly $1,000. My second reason for why this is a more capable vehicle than a Jeep or a lifted Silverado or anything like that is, or at least from the era. This is 2004. My Jeep was a 2001 or a 2000, can't remember. But in that era, you could not buy, you probably could, I might be lying. All I'm saying is this comes stock with traction control. It also comes stock with all-wheel drive. And you know what that means? It's a traction controlled all-wheel drive system. And it's not just any all-wheel drive system. It is the Haldex. I think the Haldex 3 that's in this one. The Haldex 3. It is a majority front-wheel drive car until the front wheels detect slippage, which then engages the rear wheels that then push you out of your hairy situation. The benefit of that is the gas mileage. My Jeep, I never calculated it, but it was terrible. This gets around 17 miles per gallon after the tires and after the lift kit. So as you can see, 17 is a bigger number than smaller than 17. So, oh, it's shaking. So that's another reason. Just saying, one other reason. Went over cheap. I went over gas mileage, all-wheel drive system, and what else? I'll show you the benefits of just a Volvo wagon in general. We're going to go to the back. This, I'm like Doug DeMiro, and this, and this, and this is my Volvo station wagon. Okay, serious. This is what you call cargo space. You ain't got that in a Wrangler. You might have it in a Cherokee, but like I said, you give up gas mileage and overall capability of the all-wheel drive system. And like, look what I have back here. I got a nice chair. It fits perfect. I have an extra kayak rack. I have a S60R center console. The old shock mounts. And a piece of trim for a sun visor out of a P2 car. You can't fit all that in the back of a Wrangler. I'll tell you that much. Because I owned one. I know how much space is back there. It's like, it's enough to fit a baby. But you don't want to put babies in the back of your Jeep because you're going to hurt them. We don't hurt babies around here. So if you want to go hurting babies, go buy a Jeep. If you want a dad wagon, put a car seat in the back and carry your baby safely. We ain't no baby herders around here. It's closed. So another reason why this Volvo is the best off-road vehicle in the world is comfort. Look at these seats. Nice, plush, comfortable P2 XC70 seats. You do not get this level of comfort in any other vehicle that is capable of doing the off-road thing. Mark my words. I talk in absolutes because I'm never wrong. I'm always wrong. I'm sometimes wrong, but never wrong. If that makes any sense. But as you can see, the Volvo interior is absolutely perfect. Nice plush leather seats. A functioning radio, which is nice. An AC system that is better than most new cars that I've been in. I haven't been in a lot of new cars, maybe an Altima, but this is very good. Very good AC. And what else? Help me out here. The quietness of the interior is amazing. In a Jeep, you got the hard top or you got the soft top. It doesn't matter. It is terrible. Your ears, you might as well buy some ear plugs because it is a bumpy, noisy ride. Yeah. Buy a Volvo, you get nice interiors. Who would have guessed? Buy a Jeep, you get a bad interior. Who would have guessed? Me. I would have guessed. Because I'm always never wrong. Or never always wrong. However you guys want to look at it. Let's move on to the engine. Let's pop the hood in this bad boy. So my new tripod fell, and luckily I have a screen protector. It is extremely cracked. I'm hoping the back glass isn't cracked, but we're gonna move on because that's exactly what this Volvo would have did if it had a problem. It would have gathered its stuff up and just moved on down the road because it's a Volvo. They're reliable. 5-cylinder, turbocharged, intercooled. Volvo 5-cylinder turbocharged intercooled. That's what this is. It is a masterpiece of engineering. Okay, enough with the fluff. Okay, let me get down to it. 237,000 miles on the odometer. This Volvo has at least another 200,000 miles left to go. And that's pretty conservative because I've seen them up in the 400,000, 500,000 range. And if you know anything about older Volvos, they are far capable, more than capable than hitting 1,000,000 miles. This is a 1,000,000 mile motor. A little speculation on my part, but it's possible. The reason why I have so much trust, or at least more trust in this drivetrain than I do in, let's say, a 2000 or a 2001 Cherokee or Wrangler, is because I got a story for you. Back when I was in high school, or just out of high school, I can't remember, I worked at a Lowe's, and that Lowe's was next to a major freeway. The people that worked there always told me, lock your cars, make sure, a lot of car thieves, it happens, in the parking lot, and they take them, go straight on the freeway, and they're out of here. They're never to be seen again. And I didn't take them that seriously. I bought a wheel lock, and, I did the whole, I think I'm doing something, and I think it will work, and if it ever gets stolen. And my Jeep gets broken into one day. I get back out, look at my Jeep, someone was inside my stuff. All they looked through was the owner's manual and my registration and stuff. But I thought that was it. I was just like, it happened once. Lightning never strikes twice, am I right? You're wrong. I'm wrong, but I'm never wrong. It got stolen a couple weeks later. It literally, walk outside, probably the most painful thing you could feel in the world hit me in my chest. When I walked out into that parking lot to where I usually park, and there was nothing. I walked up and down the lanes of, the parking lanes, nothing. I walk in, talk to my manager, and he's like, we'll call the police, we'll make a report, and I thought it was gone forever. But you know what I did before it got stolen? I was paranoid. So you know what I did? I started leaving my four-wheel drive Jeep in low gear. Four-wheel drive low. I left it in four-wheel drive low thinking if you're stealing a Jeep, you're probably not that smart. You're not smart enough to steal one of these bad boys. So you're probably not smart enough to look down and figure out, hey, this thing's only going 2 miles per hour and redlining. Maybe it's in four-wheel low. Guess what? It worked. He didn't make it more than 3 miles down the 101. And that, but there was a catch. The Jeep blew up. The indestructible 6-liter or 6-cylinder 4-liter everyone says is indestructible. It blew up. Who would have guessed? Redlining for 3 miles, it blew up. I wouldn't have guessed it because everyone tells me they're indestructible. You can't kill them. But that's what happened. That car blew up, And why did I bring that up? Stupid bee. I can't remember why I brought that. Oh, the reason why I brought that up is because this car, I believe it could do at least 10 miles redlining down the 101 before it throws a rod. I think that's pretty conservative too, so that's my point. Indestructible 5-cylinder. I just thought about that, and that was more than a rant than I was planning on doing. But like I said, indestructible 5-cylinder. You can't kill them. The transmissions in these 2004 cars were more solid than the older versions. Not as solid as the newer ones, like the 2006 and up. But they're pretty strong. This thing has 200 and something thousand miles on it. Who knows if it's been replaced at one point. But still, I'm just saying, give it credit. It's got 237,000 miles on it. It's a champ. I really hope this mic is working because I'm yelling. Okay, well, I gotta check my list. Let me check my list. I think I'm forgetting something, but if I'm not, I know you're already convinced that this masterpiece is already better than 90% of the Jeeps ever made. And that's a 100% fact. Maybe, probably not, but still, you see where I'm coming from. It's a beautiful machine. Okay, let me check my list and I'll get back to you. Okay, I pretty much went over everything on my list, but there was one other thing that I remembered that wasn't on the list that I feel is valid enough to be in the conversation. This Volvo, when you buy it, you're buying a Volvo. You're not buying an obligation. An obligation, let me show you. An obligation to wave. That was one of my biggest gripes. Oh, get out of the car. One of my biggest gripes when I owned my Wrangler. It was fun for the first couple months. I wave to a Jeep when he drives by. I say hi, you know. Do the little thing. I park next to a Jeep and all that kind of stuff. But I wave. Do the Jeep wave. You either do 2 fingers, you do the whole hand, or give him a little, you know, top of the morning, whatever you want to do. You do whatever you got to do. But there is an obligation to wave. With this bad boy, you can wave. No Volvo guy's going to give you a bad look if you don't wave at him. If anything, they'll give you a bad look for waving at him because that's weird. It's a weird thing to do. But Jeep'll, I'm going to start calling them Jeep'll because they're a different breed. They're built different. Unlike this thing. This is built different in a good way. Where am I going? Remember what I was talking about. The Jeep Wave doesn't come with this guy. All you're buying is a reliable, capable, comfortable off-road adventure wagon. And why did I say and? Because there's nothing else. Practical. That's what it was. Practical. This thing, you know, the trunk space and all that, it's very practical. It's a practical car. Let me walk around the Volvo and show you its features. I don't know if you ever watched that guy, but he's an archer guy. He makes bows and knives on YouTube. He's a German dude. Every time he gets done making something, he says, "And let me show you his features."
Let me show you its features.
Okay, let me show you its features. So like I said, 2-inch lift, more than enough ground clearance for at least whatever you're doing out in the back country, if you want to call it that. Beautiful, beautiful Arizona, sunny Arizona. It's about 70 degrees out, January. But okay, let's get back to it. This is her. I don't have a name for it, but off-road tires. eBay off-road tires. They work. They're pretty tight in there, but doesn't rub. I had to do no cutting to make these beefy. I think they're 225 70 16s. Got them to fit in the stock wheel wells after the 2-inch lift. It's got a bike rack. You can put that on a Jeep, but I don't know how you're going to get to it. Got to lift it up in the air. This guy, reasonably lifted. You can still get to your bike rack. You can still get to your kayak rack. And you can still fit the whole family in your adventure dad wagon. Okay, I think I'm ranting. I think I went over all the points. Hopefully you guys, see where I'm coming from. If not, you probably own a Jeep. But there she is. She's a beautiful dad wagon, ready to take on anything that you're willing to take on. I forgot to mention something under the engine bay. This turbocharged 5-cylinder, makes 240, 250, something around there, 200 some horsepower. It's turbocharged. You know what that means? It spools. Does a little whoosh thing. You know why the whoosh thing is good? It's because when you're going up a hill, and you need that little extra oomph to get over the hill. The Volvo's ready to do it. You know what's not ready to do that? A Jeep Wrangler with a 6-cylinder making, I don't know how much horsepower, but not enough. Pushing 33s on method racing wheels in the back of Arizona desert. It can't do that. I remember when I owned that Jeep, it was probably the most gutless thing I've ever driven. And back then, I did not drive a lot of cars, so just take my word for it. But it was gutless. This is not gutless. This thing can do 75 down the highway, going up inclines, no problemo. The Jeep, it could not do that. It was very, very sluggish. You know what that Jeep did every time I took it in any type of weather over 90 degrees, which happens a lot in Arizona? It overheated. This, they overheat, but they're, not as bad. Take care of it. Make sure there's coolant in it. Do the normal maintenance thing. It will last forever. Can't say that much about a Jeep, because the only Jeep I've ever driven blew up. Haven't had a Volvo blow up. I've been close, but not yet. So, I just thought I'd put that in there, make it known of the power that these things possess and the capability of a turbocharged 5-cylinder off-road. Is more capable than most people would think. Even though I've only taken this on a couple trails, but I'm very confident that I'm always never wrong, or never always wrong. So let's move on. So in conclusion, this Volvo has been lifted just 2 inches. It only has a measly 225/75 on the 16s. Is very capable of doing off-road things. It's very comfortable. It's very practical. It's powerful, at least more powerful than a Jeep of its own era. And they're relatively cheap. Exactly this car, is up for sale on Facebook Marketplace for, I think it was $5,500 or $5,900. $5,000. Think about it this way. $5,000 will get you a bone stock Cherokee. Or $5,000 can get you a dad wagon. No, not everybody likes wagons. You should, because they're cool. But for $5,000, you can get something exactly like this. I've seen one go for around $9,000, but that was a 4-inch lift with nice BBS wheels, and it had all the right parts to it. But all I'm saying is, 10 times cheaper. 10 times cheaper than any Jeep that you're going to find. And if you do find one around the same price, that Jeep's going to be pretty beat up. All I'm saying. Okay, stop ranting. Get to the point. Reliable, cheap, cool, awesome, wagon, Volvo. The list goes on. But I'm not a big country fan, but I do know a song that goes a little like this. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. You know what I say? Save a Jeep, lift a Volvo. That's what I say. And if you're down with it, then you see where I'm coming from. If you're not down with it, it's cool. Go drive around in your Jeeps. It's cool. But all I'm saying is this is a pretty cool Volvo. And if you'd like to get one of these things, they're out there. Go find one. If you can't find one, or if you already have one and you're in the Arizona area, oh, a little wind. If you're in the Arizona area, I do install these lifts for, can't remember the price. I have to look up how much they're selling these lifts for still. But I do install these lifts. I'm in the Phoenix area. Hit me up. VolvoEnthusiastGroup.com. You'll find my contact information there. Also, while you're here, check out Volvo Enthusiast Group at Instagram, at Facebook. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you like this sort of content, give it a thumbs up. Put down in the little comment section how mad you are about your Jeep. And I'm going to end the video there. If I forget anything, I'll probably make another little clip just so I don't leave it out. But like I said, like, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, do the whole thing and the thing and all the things. Thank you for your time and enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope you like my dad wagon. See you later. I forgot something. Safety. This Volvo wagon is safe. Crumple zones, all the things, you know. It's very safe. Get in a car accident with it? No. Do me a favor. You know the auction site Copart? Type it in the search bar right now, or after you watch this video. Type in Copart, Volvos, and then open another tab, Copart, Jeep. You're going to see a lot of crashed vehicles there. You tell me which one you'd rather be in at the end of the day. I know what you're going to pick. I know what I would pick. And that's all I'm going to say. Also had a light bar. Cool light bar. Cheap $30 mount. Light bar that I've had laying around since I had the Jeep. But wired it up to the fog light button. So the second you turn the fog lights on, pew, collapsed sun. Comes out of nowhere. But yeah, just need to add that. If I'm forgetting anything else, I'll make another clip, like I said. But yeah, drive safe. Be happy. The best way to do both of those is to buy a Volvo. Okay, I'll let you guys go. Bye.